Good morning, guys. Hope everybody's doing well as we're heading towards this blistery, wintry, cold weather. Right, so in this one, what I want to get into is yesterday I had a little parcel drop on my doorstep. Yeah, I'll not say no more yet. I'll just spin camera around and we'll have a look at what we've got. Right then, so this guy's dropped on the doorstep yesterday. So this has been sent to me by Kactoily, and it is their new wireless 7-in-1 water monitor. Now this one isn't out yet. There's the 6-in-1 monitors. They're out. People on YouTube have done reviews on those water monitors. This one is the 7-in-1, the wireless version. Like I say, it's still under development. I think they say they're hoping to starting to push it out towards the end of the year, maybe early next year, but we'll just have to see. But they've sent me one to test out and for me to give my thoughts on it and give them a bit of feedback. So I've not opened it yet. I've had a quick peek in box, see what's in there, but I've not actually set it up or anything yet. So this is going to be a first for me, as it is for you. So the main difference with this one is obviously with the 6-in-1s, the 6 parameters that you get with that is you get your pH, you get your temperature, you get salinity, you get electrical conductivity, you get TDS, and you get specific gravity. Now with this one goes one step further, and they've actually set in there a constant ORP reading, which for me is bloody brilliant. I love that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting this set up and tested out and see what it's saying. Apparently it already comes calibrated from factory, so we'll have to see how it shapes up against my existing readings on the Blue Lab. It's flashing because the pH needs recalibrating, so I'll do that. So yeah, I'm going to run this alongside the Blue Lab just to see what it says, you know, if both readings are anywhere close, and we'll go from there, I think. So I'm going to crack the box open, guys, and we'll have a look what we get in it. Right then, let's see what we've got then. So straight out of the box, you've got your instruction booklet. Take a look at that in a minute. I'm not sure how these work, how to set them up or anything like that, so I will be taking a look at that, make sure we don't do anything wrong. This is a bracket what you can put onto the side of whatever you're mounting your probe onto, to keep your probe stable in the water. They also send suction cups as well. That's just telling you to make sure you remove your protective cap from your probe. You've got your probe itself, so this is your probe what sits in the water. The wire on it is quite long, so that's good. I'm not quite sure what they are yet, so I'll have to take a look in manual to see what they are. Another power cable. I think that's for the actual monitor itself, like I say, because it's wireless, so you can place it any way you want within reason. Now obviously, because my pond is at the top of the garden, quite some way from the house, it's quite likely that the distance won't be enough, so I'm going to have to keep it up in shed, I think. But if you're someone that's got your pond relatively close to your house, you know, if you've not got a massive garden or anything like that, then you could keep one of these. You could have one of these wireless versions, and you could have your probe in your filter and your wireless monitor in your house, and then you can keep an eye on your parameters remotely from inside your house. So that's pretty cool. Right, so the monitor itself. So this is your monitor. It's not very big really, but it don't need to be. So yeah, so I'm going to take a quick flick through. Oh, this box has just got some other bits in. We've got a few suction cups. Looks like these are magnets. We've got a couple of UK plugs, USB. These are for the bracket. There's two of these, so these tighten up to your filter or whatever to keep the bracket stable to slot your probe into. And then we've got calibration solutions. So we've got a pH 6.86. We've got a pH 4.01, another 4.01, and a pH of 9.18. So it's a three-part calibration, which should give you even more accuracy on your pH readouts. Right then, so like I say, I'm not too sure how to set this up just yet, so I'm going to get the instruction booklet and have a flick through it. And see what it says about it and give you a bit of information. Right then, so let's see what we've got. Kactoily 7-in-1 Aquarium wireless monitor allows users to place the display anywhere they want to view the measurement. The plug is powered by 5V, 1A and USB Type-C. It can be used in freshwater and seawater aquariums, covered or uncovered, and is not affected by the thickness of the aquarium walls. For easy installation and use, it is recommended to keep the distance between the display and the probe less than 10 meters for outdoor use and less than 3 meters for indoor use. The maximum distance of wireless transmission is only for reference and will be affected by blocking and passing through a wall. So yeah, like I say, it depends where you're going to place it, what objects you've got in between your probe and the display itself. So if you've not got a massive garden, then it's quite possible that you're going to be able to keep your monitor in-house and monitor it remotely. My case, my garden's pretty long, so it's probably unlikely that the monitor's going to be able to reach that far. But this is a review and it is a test, so I will test it by putting it in my house just to see if it can actually reach or not. Now, I've got no expectations to, because my garden's pretty long, but we shall see. I will test it, but if not, it can stay in shed, no problem. So we've got all those measurement ranges here. So these are parameters what we've got. We've got pH, temperature, TDS, electrical conductivity, salinity, specific gravity and ORP. And then excuse me, and there's ranges for his pH 0 to 14, temperature 0 to 60, blah blah blah, TDS, yeah, so they're all those ranges anyway. I'm not going to bore you reading them all out, but you can see those for yourself, in the accuracies. And then we've got a product installation just telling you how to install it. So to protect the probe, so the wires are 195 centimeters and 191 centimeters, so they're pretty lengthy cables, to be fair. Fixing methods for the probe. So as you can see, this is the way how you fix it if you're going to use the bracket. These two screws tighten up to secure the bracket up against the filter. So I think I'm probably going to be using the bracket inside the drum filter, and just sit the probe inside it, just like that. Anything else interesting that we need to know on this page? Not really on there. That's just telling you to make sure you remove the cap. So this is the dimensions of the unit itself. So you can see, I mean, obviously it's difficult to gauge the size of a product on camera, so these are as measurements. So the actual monitor itself is 4.17 inches tall by 1.85 inches wide, depth of 1.38 inches, and the probe itself is 6.61 inches in length and 1.85 inches wide, again 1.38 inches in depth. Calibration and adjustment. If it's been dirty, so you soak it overnight in a certain proportion of diluted disinfectant before calibrating. The product has been calibrated before delivery and can be used directly upon receipt. It is recommended to calibrate once every 6 months. So yeah, they're saying that this should be able to go 6 months before it needs recalibrating. Possibly a bit of a long stretch, especially with pH and things like that, but we shall see. I know with my with the Blue Lab, that has to be calibrated every 30 days. Every 30 days that starts flashing. That doesn't necessarily mean that the reading is out. It's just when they want you to recalibrate it every 30 days. 8 times out of 10, the reading, what it's reading at the moment before I recalibrate it, is usually correct anyway. But I always recalibrate it every 30 days just because it wants me to. But so like I say, it doesn't necessarily mean just because it's flashing and it needs recalibrating that the reading's out. So this may be, you know, this may be the same. We'll have to see. And then it goes on to tell you how to do your calibration. So you've got 2-point calibration and 3-point calibration. So this is for higher accuracy. Let's have a look what else. Tells you how to adjust your pH if you feel as though the pH reading isn't correct when you compare it to other pH readers. So that's that. Electrical conductivity calibration, so you can calibrate that within the monitor itself. Obviously you have to use electrical conductivity calibration solution to do that, which they don't send it with, so you would have to get some of that yourself. So you've got these as well: TDS, salinity, specific gravity adjustment. So all these parameters, you know, you can alter within the monitor itself. If you feel as though that it's not quite right, if you compare it to other monitors, you know, if you've got other monitors what you know is usually bang on, then you can adjust it within the monitor itself to suit what you think it should be. You can change the temperature unit from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Temperature, you can change your temperature. So again, it's really adjustable, this. Just by going into the monitor itself, you can tell the monitor to change the unit to whatever you think it should be. So that's quite good. And what else have we got? So factory reset, we're not bothered about that. Frequently asked questions. Let's see what we've got here. Why haven't measurements changed after the product is powered on? Clear the protective cap. Why are there? So this may come. This one may be interesting to some people if they notice this, if they buy one. Why are there some white marks on the probe when I received the product? Has this product been used before? Answer: not at all. The white marks are from the probe protective solution, as we added a special protective solution to the probe part to protect it. The protective solution is saturated, volatile and easy to crystallize. Once the solution has overflowed and volatilized, it appears as white crystals that can be used after washing. So if you do buy one of these and you do notice any whiteness on the probe or anything like that, there's nothing wrong with it. It just wants washing, cleaning off. It's just from the storage solution that's in the cap. So just clean it off, wash it, and you can use it. It's no problem at all. Is the instrument accurate and need to be calibrated when you receive it? Any instrument will have a slight error during long-term use, generally within the normal error range. We have carried out strict calibration before leaving the factory. Can be used directly. Our instruments are recommended to be calibrated every 6 months. There are detailed calibration steps in the instruction manual. We've seen that. Does this aquarium monitor need to be connected to the application? The 7-in-1 aquarium monitor does not need to be connected to the application. It can be used directly after a simple installation according to the user manual. It is ready for use once it has been installed and calibrated according to the instruction manual. Anything else? So this is just a description of the parameters that's within the monitor itself. Specific gravity. So for those that don't know what specific gravity is, this one confuses me, to be honest with you. Specific gravity of fish tank water is the ratio of its density to that of pure water. It is commonly used to measure salinity or dissolved substances concentration in fish tanks. Interesting. TDS. TDS refers to the total dissolved solids in the fish tank, usually expressed in parts per million or milligrams per litre. In aquarium water, it measures dissolved minerals, organic and inorganic compounds, including dissolved minerals. ORP. ORP refers to the oxidation reduction potential in the aquarium, also known as the redox potential. It is an indicator to measure the redox properties of the water, which can be used to reflect the oxygen content and the purity of the water. And then on the last page here, you've got all the recommended readings for tropical, cold water, salt water, all various different aquarium applications. So it tells you, obviously, yeah, so it tells you what they recommend your reading should be, so you've got a good idea what to look out for with the monitor. And that's it. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to get all this out of the box. I'm going to get it set up, and we're going to get it dropped in my drum filter. Dropped in the drum filter and see what it says. Right, so that's the probe in the filter, guys. Like I say, it just secures on with this bracket. Look, you've got a couple of screws that you tighten up that secures it onto the back of the filter like that. And then on the probe itself, it's got a max level, and I don't know if you'll see it, but at the bottom down there it's got a minimum level. So you've got to make sure it's submerged in the water, you know, between those two levels. So that's where I've got mine set. And then all we need to do now is we plug his wire into his USB, wire into his plug, and plug it in to a socket. I'm not going to turn it on just yet. I'm going to wait till I've got my monitor itself plugged in. I'll tidy that wire up in a minute. So the monitor is here, got his wire here, type C USB in the bottom of the monitor. Come on, bloody awkward doing things with one hand. So that'll go in the bottom of there. And then obviously you know how to put bloody USB wires in, for goodness sake. He says. Not in there. Right, so that's that. So I'm just going to unplug one of these a sec. That's only for my camera. Pop that there a minute. Plug that in. Pop as monitor there for a second. We'll switch it on. So that's as monitor. Nothing on at the minute because it's not, the probe isn't switched on. So we'll switch the probe on, and we might, it should be already paired. So we'll just have to wait for it to link up. Unless, there we go. So I'm just going to let that stable. I'm just going to, excuse me guys, I'm just going to let that stabilise for a little bit. And then I'll come back to you guys and show you what we've got. Right, now that that's had time to settle down guys, I shall spin the camera around and let you have a look at what it's reading. So these was readings. Everything seems pretty much spot on, if I'm totally honest with you. The only thing that's bugging me at the minute, that's slightly not so much concerning me, but could do with being addressed by Kactoily, what I'm going to ask them about, is the ORP reading is fluctuating quite a lot. It keeps jumping up and down, so there's something certainly wrong with this ORP reading, because I know what my ORP reading is, and this is just fluctuating like crazy. As you'll see, it can be on one number and then next minute it'll just jump massively. So there's something definitely not, well, just jump right up. So there's something definitely not quite right with this ORP measurement. So I'm going to have to contact Kactoily and ask them what's going off with that. But everything else seems pretty much spot on, if I'm perfectly honest with you. So if I just take this over here so we can compare it with my blue lab. So the first one, this one here, this one is TDS, so that's reading 280. So if we look at my blue lab, that TDS is reading 280, so that's all good. Then there's temperature, that's reading 18.3, 18.4, it flipped to. That on there is 19, but that does actually flick between 18 and 19, so so I can forgive it for that. pH, it says 7.59. Again, we're reading 7.5 there. Like I said before, it is flashing because it wants calibrating, but I'm pretty sure that it will be the right reading. Now I will calibrate that though, just to double check. What else have we got on here? There's nothing else on here that the blue lab registers. Well, I don't think anyway. That's electrical conductivity, but I'm not sure whether the units are the same, but I'll have a look anyway. See if we get anything remotely similar. So the top one is electrical conductivity, so we'll flick it to that. Well, that's a different measurement unit, so and that's something totally different, so I don't know what that's all about. so I'm not quite sure whether that's accurate with the Blue Lab or not, because I don't know how you convert that. As for the salinity, I can test that. Get my salt meter off the shelf. If I can get my salt meter off the shelf. So we can test this. So that was reading 0.2. Zero point 0.02 should I say. So yeah, that's reading okay, 0.02. So all's good with that. So yeah, pretty impressed with that, if I'm perfectly honest with you. The readings are lining up with the Blue Lab, what the Blue Lab offers: TDS, temperature, pH. Again, I don't know how to convert this electrical conductivity measurement to what the Blue Lab reads it. I'm not sure, so I don't know about that. This I'm going to have to ask Kactoily about, because that's wrong. I know that for a fact, and it's fluctuating way too much. Salinity is correct, so that's all good. Specific gravity, yeah, that's all good. So yeah, nice little unit to be fair, guys. In fact, what I think I'm going to do is, it comes with these two magnets as well. So I'm going to take this adhesive backing off here. That's an adhesive pad, so I'm going to take that off of there, and I'm going to stick that up there, and then this one, I'm going to take that off of there, stick that on there, like so. I'll sort that wire out in a minute. So that can just go up here alongside the Blue Lab, and then I can keep a close eye on them side by side. That wire can go down there. I'll sort this wire out after, tidy it up a bit. So at the moment it's pretty handy, to be honest with you. Like I said, these aren't out yet. The wired versions are, the 6-in-1s and the 7-in-1 wired versions, they're out. But like I say, this is the wireless version, so these ones are still in testing, not yet been released. So I'm not quite sure what price point these are going to be at, but this model's counterpart, the 7-in-1 wired version, I believe that one costs £125, something like that. So yeah, like I say, these wireless ones, these ones aren't out yet, so I'm not sure what price bracket they're going to be in. But like I say, the wired versions at £125, they're competitively priced. I mean, the Blue Labs themselves now, they're what, best part of 300 quid. Now time will tell with these ones, the longevity of them, the longevity of the probes and things like that. Again, this is brand new to me. I'm just testing this new wireless model out. It's like I said, it's still in testing stages, so there's going to be improvements made to it. Like I say, I'm going to contact Kactoily about this redox reading, because there's something not quite right with that. But first impressions, really good, really. All readings are the same as the Blue Lab. They give a 6-month calibration on it. We'll see how that goes. The probe itself, so the probe, they have a platinum sensor on them. They're platinum band probe. So when you do buy calibration solutions for your probe, whether that's pH, you know, to calibrate your electrical conductivity, or calibrate your ORP, whatever you're calibrating, you're going to have to make sure that you buy a calibration solution that's suitable for platinum probes. Otherwise you're not going to get a correct calibration on it. So yeah, like I said, first impressions, really pleased with it. Take that off a minute. First impressions, really pleased with it. The booklet is very helpful, loads of information in there to get you up and running and started really easily. In terms of the range of the display itself, I have taken it in the house and it won't reach, which is fair enough. I mean, my house to my pond is about, what, how many fence panels we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, I mean, from my pond to my house, it's like 66 feet, whatever that is in meters. So yes, it's a fair old distance. So if you've only, like I say, if you've only got a small garden or smallish garden, then I can't see any reason why you won't be able to keep your display probe, your display in house, so you can monitor your parameters from in house, which is pretty cool. And I think that's going to be about it, guys. There's not much more I can say on it, to be perfectly honest, at this moment in time, other than first impressions are pretty good. They're all doing well. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep an eye on this, guys, see how it goes. I need to recalibrate my Blue Lab as well. Keep my eye on it, see how it goes, make sure that parameters stay within that of the Blue Lab. Make sure they stay one in the same or thereabouts, and I'll just keep testing it for its accuracy. And once I've contacted Kactoily about this ORP reading, I can report back to what they've said to me about it and where we go from there, and what they're going to do to improve on it, or improve on the unit overall itself, until they put it out for release. So on that one, guys, I'm going to thank you very much for watching. The next couple of days coming up, I'm going to be doing the Dakota Gimrin Achiever giveaway. That's coming in the next couple of days, so look out for that if you've entered it. If you haven't entered it, this is the fish I'm giving away, guys. It's 46 cm Dakota Gimrin Achiever. A really nice fish, nice body on it. It's just not for my pond anymore, from where I'm wanting to take my fish collection, so it's going to be given away. You need to get your comments in on my previous video and where I did my measure up, so go and check that out, and in that video just comment Achiever. You'll be in with a chance of winning that, guys. But like I said in the other video, you must be in you must be able to collect from the Midlands area, Derbyshire, if you want to be winning that fish. Right, just a quick one, guys. just on the end of this video. It's getting a bit late, so I'm not going to keep you too long. So I've been in touch with Kactoily just about this ORP reading that I've been having. They gave me a couple of different things to try, give me a little bit of advice. A couple of things didn't work, what they suggested. But one thing what they did suggest to me was to try and swap the AC adapter on the probe, the USB plug. So I've swapped that over, and lo and behold, it seems to have fixed the issue. The reading is stable now, it's at where it should be at, and yeah, the reading's just stable where it should be. So it seems to have fixed the issue. So as you can see with that reading, where it says millivolts, just there on the bottom right, see it's nice and stable, it's where it should be at, not jumping about at all. And I've just swapped the USB plug, so that's fantastic. Thank you to the guys at Kactoily and Lulu. They've helped me out tremendously. Been great customer service from them. Every time I've sent an email, they've responded pretty rapidly, to be fair. So yeah, it just seems like it were a dodgy plug. Whether it were just sending, I don't know, dodgy power to the probe or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, turns out it's worked out a treat, so everything's a-okay now, working a treat. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm off now, so catch you in a bit. Thanks for watching.